In ancient Egypt, gods lived together with mortal humans. Egyptian gods are different from humans by their taller height, golden blood, and their ability to change into animal-headed beings. Osiris, Ra's son, ruled the kingdom, while his brother Set was banished to the desert due to his rage. Horus, Osiris' son, is now ready to take his place as king. Bek, a mortal young man, takes a dress from a market vendor and gives it to his girlfriend Zaya. They are prepared to attend the coronation later that day. Horus is seen preparing for his coronation, as his love Atha surprises him. Horus suggests marriage, and they talk about Atha's protection bracelet made of stars, which Horus gave to her for protection and save her from her previous role as a guide to dead souls in the underworld. It is time for the coronation ceremony. Bek and Zaya, along with almost the entire city, are present. Osiris and his wife Isis bring their son forward and are about to hand over power to him, but Set appears at the last minute with a battle horn for Horus. Horus blows into it, calling Set's troops to the front. Set is attempting a coup against his brother and nephew. He requests that Osiris battle him, but Osiris refuses. Set stabs Osiris in the abdomen, causing him to bleed gold and die. Horus, enraged, becomes into a winged god, while Set takes on a dog-like shape. They fight in front of everyone, but Set wins and is about to execute Horus until Atha begs to him in order to spare him. Set commands all gods and mortals to kneel before him, and he removes both of Horus' all-seeing eyes. A year passes, and Set rules over all of Egypt. Those who do not follow him are either killed or forced into slavery, like Zaya. Bek makes her visits in secret while her cruel lord Urshu attends to his business with Set, which is to create monuments in his honor. Zaya claims that only Horus can save them, but he requires his eyes, which are locked in Set's vaults. Bek sneaks inside one of the vaults and crosses 3 booby-trap bridges. He reaches the end, but just one of Horus' eyes remain. Still, it is powerful and brilliant enough to scare away scorpions from below. Bek goes back to Urshu's residence to rescue Zaya. Urshu's guards are already waiting for him. Bek takes out the eye, releasing a bright white light that allows him and Zaya to flee. Unfortunately, during the escape, Zaya gets hit by Urshu's arrow. She promises Bek that she will always love him and that death will not keep them apart. She dies before Bek is aware of it. Bek arrives at Horus' homes, where the disgraced god lives in squalor. He asks Horus for assistance, but he refuses until Bek pulls out the eye. The two of them fight a little until Bek offers him his other eye in exchange for his assistance in resurrecting Zaya. Horus makes promises despite the fact that it is impossible. Horus summons Anubis for the time being to escort her to the afterlife, but Bek must save her before she reaches the final gate. Set finds out that someone broke into his vault. He goes to Horus's now empty house and discovers Zaya's body under the floor, knowing what is going on. Later, Set sends his army to the home of another god, Nephthys, Horus' wife. He brutally strikes her and removes her wings. Horus takes Bek to the top of a pyramid to ask his grandpa Ra for assistance. Ra responds to his request and permits him to transform into his god form so that he and Bek can fly up to Ra's home near the sun. Ra is continually fighting Apep, the serpent god of chaos who appears as a massive black cloud. Horus begs help from his grandfather to defeat the Set. Horus is permitted to take special water from the Nile to hydrate the deserts and destroy Set's power. Atha, Set's slave, decides to rebel against him. She grabs her bracelet, which protects her from bad spirits, and takes it off, throwing her into the world of evil spirits until she puts it back on and is sent somewhere far away from Set. Horus and Bek are in the desert, chased by Set's hunters, Astarte and Atat, who ride massive fire-breathing serpents. The enemies pursue the heroes. Horus captures Atat on her serpent, which rides over the edge of a precipice to their death. Atha appears and orders Astarte's serpent to put itself on fire, killing both itself and Astarte. They continue their journey. To get into the vault and collect the second eye, they must solve the Sphinx's riddle. They visit the temple of Thoth, the god of wisdom. Before entering, Atha orders Bek to get her some water, but because his heart belongs to someone else, her abilities do not operate on him. He tells her about Zaya. Uther is able to contact Zaya from beyond worlds to inform her that Beck is attempting to rescue her. Thoth is vain and creates many clones of himself to work for him, despite his great knowledge. Beck plays on his ego to get him to aid them. He goes with them as they encounter the Sphinx. The Sphinx reads the riddle, and Thoth responds, but his first two responses are wrong. He decides to think like a mortal rather than a god, and he gets the answer correct. The heroes uncover the eye, and Beck is going to spill the water to stop Set, until Set himself appears. He steals Thoth's brain and informs Beck that he knows what Horus promised him, but he cannot bring Zaya back. Set collects the water and pours it out. Uther presents Beck her bracelet to give to Zaya so that she can offer something before entering the afterlife. The horrible spirits then draw Uther away. Anubis takes Beck to Zaya to give her the amulet, but Apep's arrival closes the gate to the afterlife. Beck returns to the mortal world and rejoins Horus, despite feeling betrayed by him. Meanwhile, Set's armor has been improved with Nephthys' wings, Thoth's brain, Horus' eye, and Ra's spear. Set goes to Ra's home and confesses his rage about his fate. He criticizes Ra for not letting him have children. Ra claims it was part of a test that he has yet to complete. Ra wanted Set to take over his own fighting duties against Apep, but Set duels his father and impales him with Ra's spear. Set moves Ra over the edge, allowing Apep to break free and riot over Egypt. Horus transforms into his falcon form once more and proceeds to combat Set. They fight across the top of the pyramid, with Beck cornered by Urshu. After a brief fight, Beck pushes Urshu over the edge, kills him. Beck is able to peel Set's eye away, but in the process, he is seriously injured. Beck throws the eye to Horus, but the god chooses to save him as he falls over the side of the pyramid. Horus saves Beck, then flying up to continue fighting Set until he defeats his uncle. Horus takes Ra's spear and strikes Set, executing him for good. He flies back to get Ra and his spear, allowing him to keep Apep away again. A small village girl returns Horus' eye, and the people of Egypt praise him for releasing them. Horus then approaches Beck, just before he dies. He returns his body to his home and lies next to Zaya. Ra appears and thanks Horus, claiming he owes him something. Horus expresses a desire that cannot be fulfilled. Ra understands what it means and utilizes his powers to revive Beck and Zaya. They wake up and kiss. Horus is then crowned king of Egypt, and Thoth and Nephthys are brought back to life. Horus then grabs Uther's bracelet and proceeds to go rescue her. He leaves Beck, who is now Horus' advisor, with the assurance that Egypt is in excellent hands.